You're watching Fox 13's Good Day in high definition.
It's 8:41 and welcome back. We continue to talk about this earthquake in Japan, the tsunami in Hawaii, and the warnings on the West Coast. Joining us this morning to examine all of this, Dr. Wendy Rice. She's with the Rice Psychology Group. We'll tell everybody we had originally brought you in to talk about Charlie Sheen, but on a morning like this, it seems pretty insignificant. Right. You and I were chatting a little bit. I mean, we can liken what getting ready for this was like we prepare for a hurricane, and that anxiety, that sickness when you know something like that is coming. The difference is they only had minutes to have something to prepare for something like this, right?
Right. There's no warning, and I think your physical safety takes precedence over everything when you have no time to prepare for a horrible, imminent physical disaster.
Yeah. So the worst thing for these folks now is dealing with what they've got. I'm talking about the people in Japan right now. So what's the mindset after something like this? I mean, how do you plow through?
I think you have to not take it personally. This earthquake and the tsunami nobody designed this to attack you personally. So knowing that this is a natural disaster that nobody had control over and trying to begin to immediately say, this is horrible, how are we going to survive this? How are we going to rebuild? How are we going to look ahead? So I think it's a matter of talking about what happens, talking about your feelings, talking about how scary it is, and then shifting to a problem-solving mode and trying to be constructive.
Yeah. You know, you think about this, and as you're talking about this, my mind is racing and thinking about all the bad things that have been going on all around us. I mean, we've lost police officers over in St. Pete recently. There've been some terrible earthquakes elsewhere. I mean, it really can get you down when you start thinking about it. I mean, you know, and I know we don't want to tell people to stop watching so much news because that's how we make our money, but maybe you do need to turn it off a little bit.
You definitely need to turn it off. We knew after the World Trade Center bombings that one of the most important things to do was stop watching it replay over and over and over again. It just, you know, you're re-experiencing the trauma. So, you know, we have to look out for post-traumatic stress reactions. We have to look out for underlying anxiety problems getting worse. I mean, there's things we want to look out for, but I think the most important thing is to sort of gather your loved ones around and gather your community around and begin to think about how are we going to rebuild. People rebuild.
Yeah. What about kids, talking to kids about this sort of thing? This is a tough thing to explain. I mean, how do you explain a natural disaster that really has no blame to it?
I think that's what you have to do, is talk about that there is no blame to it and that it's unfortunate and that you're safe now. And whether you're with your loved ones or you're not, you're safe now, and the adults are going to take care of you, and we're going to make sure that we can get your life back to normal as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Thanks for coming in. I know that we changed subjects on you at the very last second, and you're a trooper, and you came in and you gave us some great insight.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Wendy Rice.
Okay.
True, great, fun lady. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Fox 13 News is brought to you by Jodat Law Group.